First session, we saw that there were two fronts in which the battle over free will is fought. One has to do with the question of how free will relates to external powers that may have an influence or determine our decisions in some manner or degree. And the second one has to do with our moral freedom with respect to original sin. In our last session, I closed with looking at the contemporary scene of physical and naturalistic determinism as typified, for example, by B.F. Skinner. In the 19th century, we remember Ludwig Feuerbach, who influenced Karl Marx in his deterministic theories. And Feuerbach was famous for the observation, "You are what you eat," which of course reminds me of the story of the man who came under the influence of Feuerbach's writings and said, well, if that's the truth, then I'm going to change my diet. And he decided, in his hope to amass great riches, to only eat rich foods. So he gorged himself with cake and pie and things of that sort, and to his despair only to discover that instead of becoming rich, all he did was become fat. And that was so much for Feuerbach's theory that you are what you eat. But of course, Feuerbach was saying something deeper than that when he was saying that we are, in large measure, the result of the biochemical processes that are working themselves out invisibly beneath the surface in our own existence. Well, I think we can see as Christians how the biblical view of freedom is on a collision course with all pagan notions of determinism that restrict the influences of reality to the natural realm and has no room at all for the activity of God, and sees the human person, as far as creatures are concerned, as the supreme being, but even in his supremacy is a victim of the blind forces of nature that control his destiny. But the larger theological question that we face internally within the household of faith is, how does our free will relate to divine sovereignty?